Fish more, catch more. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu. Welcome to my first video. This is just a video from Gores Landing where we ended our day. We didn't catch anything. You might have better luck if you use a boat, or you might get really lucky if you're on shore as well, but usually not very lucky at this spot. This is at Rice Lake. Anyway, here's where we started off our day, and this is in Lakefield, which is located in Peterborough. This is on the Trent River. As you can see in front of you, it is just a gorgeous spot. It's located right near a dam, and there was no way we could have found this spot. We got really lucky. We met some kids from around the area who showed us the path down through some rocks, down a cliff, and finally we got to this majestic location. It's really really beautiful spot. There was other people fishing there as well, and I'm really glad those people showed us this spot. Anyway, I just want to show you guys real quickly this is usually a setup that I use to figure out if there's any fish there, usually with live bait such as worms. So I have a hook that is tied, well, in this case it's tied about 24 inches above some weights, but usually I like to keep it around 8 to 10 inches above weight, closer to the bottom, just to test out a spot, see if there's any fish that are willing to take the bait. But yeah, I'm not an expert fisherman. I'm still new at it. Anyway, here's the first fish I caught with that rig, and as you can see, it's a smallmouth bass, a baby smallmouth bass at that. It's nothing to be really impressed with, but as most of you guys who are fisher people, as you all know, that anything is better than a skunk. So this was a great way to start off the day. And I was just fishing the slower waters there, and let it hit the bottom, twitch it a little bit, and boom, once you get a hit. These fish hit really subtly, so you gotta be really careful when you're setting the hook. You gotta be quick with it. I'm just showing you guys the beautiful colors on it. I was happy with it. I was happy for that being my first catch, and I expected much more to come, but as you guys will see, it didn't pan out exactly like that. Anyway, my friend caught a fish right after me, and it was also a smallmouth, and he was kind of squeezing it, but he let it go, and we were just throwing it back in there. But as you can see, they're lively little fish. They may not be the biggest, but if they were just a little bit bigger, you definitely have more enjoyment. This is the second fish that I caught. As you can see behind the fish, that's the cliff that we actually came down. It's cut through the rocks, but this fish is also a beautiful smallmouth, and again, anything is better than a skunk, as we all can agree. If you're a fisher person, you know. So I'm just going to show you guys real quickly how usually I let go of a fish. Obviously I don't lay it down on any clothing or anything like that, but just in this scenario that happened. Anyway, so I just hold it by its lip, and I just wiggle the hook out, and then I release it. So we're releasing all of the fish that we were catching, because especially when it comes to smaller fish, guys, you guys really want to be releasing these fish so you guys can have an opportunity to come back and get them when they're a lot bigger. You know, I'm completely against people taking home any type of small fish. It's something that kind of disgusts me. I don't appreciate it at all. Anyway, this is our second species of the day, and as most of y'all might know, this is a rock bass, a very pregnant mama rock bass, or just a full one. I can't tell if it's a girl or a guy, but as you can see, it's quite a chubby one, and I was happy to get into something different too, right? But it's also a species of bass, just a rock bass, and yeah, so here's my buddy. He caught this might be funny to you guys, but this was one of the bigger fish of the day that he caught. But he had no complaints, because he feels the same way. It's a lot better than a skunk. So again, guys, we were just releasing these fish, just catching them, throwing them back in, catching them, throwing them back in. And some of them we didn't even get them on camera. Anyway, this is a bluegill. We had just switched locations, and we were now still on the Trent River, but we had walked onto this private area where there was a dock, and we were just fishing off the dock. But that was a bluegill that you guys just saw, sunfish. Here's another rock bass, and I'm just putting them against this piece of wood over here because it just shows you guys that they were really fat. That's probably a 6x1 piece of wood, so they were easily around around 8 to 10 inches. This is another fat bluegill, sun bass, pumpkin seed, whatever you guys want to call them. They're supposed to be really good table fare as well, but they're a mess to clean. Anyway, here's another rock bass, and as you can see, this is another fat rock bass, and they were just coming and coming and coming non-stop. Like they were just one after another. We were just catching them, and just throwing them back in. Continuous catching of the rock bass. Like they were on it that day, and we had no complaints. You know, any fish is better than no fish. So this was the biggest rock bass that I caught on that specific day, and you guys can see that's a monster rock bass. Probably one of the biggest rock bass I have ever caught. It was about half a pound easy, maybe more, I don't know. You guys can comment down below and let me know what you guys think. And again, as you guys can see, like we were releasing everything, and plus this specific one didn't look like the most healthiest fish. There was something oily looking about it. But I let it go and it swam away. It did not rise to the surface again. It disappeared. And I just like to make sure that when I release a fish that it's going to be okay and that it survives, because we don't want to hurt these fish. We want to be able to come back and catch them another time. Here's another rock bass. Right after I released that one, I caught this one. And just it was just on one after another, and I was just releasing them. You can see this one's a fat one too. And yeah, I hope you guys like the content you guys are seeing so far. It's gonna get better over time. I have a lot of other videos that I'm gonna be releasing. I hope you guys can stay tuned to it. This rock bass gave me a little bit of a cut because of the hook. When I was taking it out, it punctured me, but you know, that happens while fishing. Anyway, this is the finale, guys. I loved it. This was the last fish of the day, and it was a smallmouth, and I was very happy. It put up a little bit of a fight, not something huge, but I was more than happy, guys. It's as you guys know, when you guys go fishing, you guys catch a little bit bigger of a fish. You guys love it. Anyway, I compared it to the box of worms. I just put it up to give you guys an idea of the size of it. It was probably about 1 pound. Please put in the comments what you guys want to see for next time. It was a beautiful fish. I had a great time fishing that day, and I can't wait to bring you guys more videos. I hope you guys like what you guys see. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share with your friends.